everything.
You can ask me anything, brother. What's your name?
Marco.
Marco. Lovely to meet you, brother.
Hey, listen, I'm an alcoholic.
Brilliant. I was just talking about that.
Keep the mic in the middle.
For me, I drink a lot.
Hey, yo, keep the mic in the
hear
middle so I
that.
can
Yeah,
pick him
yeah.
up as well, yeah?
Yeah, when I drink,
Yeah,
I go nuts.
yeah. I hear
What
that,
do I
man.
do to stop that shit? I disappoint my family. I lose my job.
Oh, that's real, brother, man. That's real. I was just speaking about here. I help recovering alcoholics. I help recovering addicts. I was an alcoholic.
But tell me,
I was
do you
an
reckon
addict.
religion's gonna help me?
No. How is religion? I tell you what's going to
Supposedly
help you.
Everyone tells me, look at Jesus, look at fucking whatever. How am I supposed to get better?
Do you really want to know how to get better?
Stop it.
It's not as easy to stop it. This is what people fail to realize. It's not just about stopping the alcohol. When you wanna be free of alcohol, what you need to do is fix the reason of why you need to drink. The problem
I
is
know
not
why.
the problem is not the
I had a
alcohol.
fucked up childhood. So
I hear that.
I already understand that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how the fuck do I move from that?
Well, how do you move from that? Are you in your childhood now?
But
So,
I'm a big man now.
right.
Now, I try to support it. I try to stop it.
But you can't,
how?
right?
Yeah.
You can't. You just can't.
soon as
No,
I have a beer,
no
that's it.
human power can help you with that. So what I'm saying to you is, yeah.
How do I get willpower? That's what I want.
First of all, the first step is to understand that you're an alcoholic and you have a problem,
Yeah.
right? The second, right, is to ask for help because you can't do it alone. Services, drug and alcohol services. Yeah, I take a lot of AA meetings. Come to a meeting, yeah? Yeah?
No, I'm trying to be rude.
Bruv, you can't be rude to me because it doesn't affect me. Yeah, you be yourself. And see what you just done there? That's a beautiful thing.
I don't give a fuck. Innit?
No. It means you do, but you're wearing the mask still. Yeah? It means you want help, but a part of that mind, like I said before, wants to keep you trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because what you just done there was a beautiful moment. Coming here and owning that you got a problem, that I'm letting my family down. I'm experiencing suffering in my life. How do I stop?
Yeah, no. But I want a solution,
You want a solution.
not a description of what I am. Right.
Right. But in order, this is the reason why we need
What's
to.
the solution?
I'm going to tell you if you give me a chance. Yeah? Just take a second. It's going to sink in. What you need to do initially, right, is to just stop the alcohol long enough to give yourself some clarity and awareness to embark on the solution.
How do I do that?
I told you how you do that.
No, you didn't tell me.
No.
You just told me stop the alcohol.
The services, no, I didn't say stop the alcohol. I said that would be extremely difficult for you.
Brother.
What I said is, do you want access services? Have you been to a service centre?
Wait,
So
is there
you want-
actually a service center for this shit?
Everywhere. Of course
For
there
someone
is.
that works like 5 days a week.
Yeah.
On the weekend, that
So you're,
just
so
go
you're
nuts.
too busy to get work.
No,
Is that what
no.
you're saying?
I work 5 days a week, so therefore on the weekend when I drink,
Yeah.
I can't control myself.
Okay.
That's
But
what it
you
is.
you know the consequences, they're going to deepen, right? So sooner or later, that job what you got, you'll lose it.
It's been about 10 years,
That's a long time.
which means I have a good job, I make a good money, but just on the weekends, I drink a lot. So I touch alcohol and I go nuts.
I hear that.
So it's not like it'd be one of those things where like I'll fucking every day progressively I get worse. I don't. It just means that
You're functioning.
on the weekend I have a beer,
Yeah,
I go nuts.
yeah. So what are you saying now? That it's just a weekend thing.
It's a weekend.
So it's not a problem anymore.
I think it's a problem because I got blue demons.
Exactly.
When I drink, that's it.
So
Probably
that,
hurt a lot of people.
all right, we all do. We you know, drinking, it makes you behave and act in certain ways, and it makes you cross boundaries that we say we'll never cross.
What's the solution?
I've told you, right? You're not able to receive
No,
it
you're
right
telling
now.
me to go to centers.
Yes. How are you gonna get or rehab center?
Yeah.
A rehab for 3 months.
Thank you.
No problem. Keep searching, brother, man.
I'll keep searching.
Bless.
So I should find Jesus. I should go to a center. I don't even know.
I'm not saying look in religion.
Sometimes
I'm saying
it's a
go
bit- I know. Sometimes
go to
it's a bit
centres where there's people that have been where you've been, yeah, and they will give you a solution. You okay, brother? How are you?
See, like this
You all right?
gentleman, if I may say,
Yeah.
from what I observed, what you was telling him, he wasn't convinced.
No, he wasn't convinced.
Yeah, he wasn't
What do you mean?
helped. He wasn't helped or satisfied because you said to him, go and find a solution.
No, not a solution. Is that what you heard?
Go and speak to a group. Go to a group that will help him to
go
overcome
to
it.
a drugs and alcohol
Yeah.
agency.
Yeah, but you see, it didn't help him
Why do you think it didn't help him?
because he just like, okay, all right, or I'll go to a Christian.
Yeah, but what do you think the reason was that he wasn't able to receive that information?
I got the feeling, this is just speculation, he's probably been to a group somewhere and let's ask him.
He's never been to a group. He said it. He said he didn't even know of it.
Why don't you
Can
ask
you
him?
not see? Can you not see of why he was unable to receive that information, that solution he was looking for?
He's got a predefined belief that ain't going to help him. He's got a belief that if he goes somewhere for help, they're not going to help him.
No, because
If he was aware that where he was going to go, it would help him, he would have been, yeah. Do you agree? Is it possible?
I tell you what I know to be the reason why that brother, yeah, is looking for a solution, but is unable to receive it because he's intoxicated.
Do you mind?
Do you get what I'm saying?
Say again?
You keep that one to yourself.
Yeah. The brother is intoxicated.
In what way? His mind or his blood or what?
He's been drinking,
Yeah.
so he's intoxicated right now.
His mind is dampened
Brother, he's
because,
been drinking.
yeah, and that's affected his mind and he's not thinking straight.
Right.
I think what he needs to do is lacking awareness.
Yeah.
The biggest sin of everything is lacking awareness.
There you go.
So he needs to be more and more aware of why he's drinking, what's
Right.
bringing him into this habit.
Right. And is alcohol going to make him
And
more
that
more aware?
awareness, well, that awareness over time will strengthen him and that it will build up momentum and then that would eventually heal him, slow him down.
There you go.
He needs awareness.
100%.
So, but what he's doing, he's living in his memory.
There you go.
He's thinking about
The past.
the past. It hurts him, and he goes straight instinctively to dampen that memory. Goes and drinks alcohol.
There you go.
But
That's
if
it.
he had strong awareness,
Yeah.
why look at my reaction, what I'm doing, without judging it.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I'm thinking that. Now look, I'm in the pub or wherever. Now I'm drinking. Now I feel relaxed and all that for a few moment in time. I wake up, now I'm feeling really bad. Now I feel upset about myself while I've done that. And the more aware he's doing this, the more aware of all these actions and thoughts, mostly the thoughts that are coming in his mind. The problem is these thoughts.
Yeah.
He's living in the memory.
Definitely.
So it's the thoughts the problem, and he needs to be aware of his thoughts.
Yeah.
If he never had a thought, he wouldn't go to the pub because there's no pain there, because the thought hasn't created the pain.
There you go. That's what I was just
But I would have
talking
liked to take it on a more better level with you, but we can talk about that another time. So what do you believe then? What are you saying? What is your issue? Your point? What is your whole point?
My
You're
point-
here now
Well, I
today.
come down last week and I spoke with Brother William and Brother Tiger, and we were speaking about my experience and the transformation, from suffering to pure peace and freedom that I've experienced, because I've suffered all my life. The exact conditions you're talking about were, being governed by the mind and the thoughts and the
It's
thinking.
your thoughts.
Yes, I lived like that for many years. Now, I finally learned to detach from that mind activity
How?
by, through processing, through spiritual principles like mindfulness,
Right.
things like yoga, things like lessening the TV, spending more time in nature, living in harmony with my experiences. It takes time because you got to remember, I've been conditioned and indoctrinated for near on 30 years, with these beliefs, with these ideologies, with these analyses, these judgments, my prejudices, all this. So
programming as you're growing up, your parents, your school.
There's a Zen koan, yeah, about a professor that wanted to learn about Zen, yeah, and he asked to see the local Zen master, yeah, and the Zen master said, okay, come around at this time tomorrow, yeah. So the professor did. So when the professor arrived at the temple, the Zen master welcomed him in, sat him down, and he asked him if he wanted any tea. And the professor said, yeah, I'd love a cup of tea, thank you. So the Zen master poured the cup of tea. And when he poured the cup of tea, the cup filled up. And the Zen master proceeded to keep pouring. And the professor was like, what are you doing? The cup's overflowing. And the Zen master just smiled, and he continued to keep pouring until the whole table started to fill up with tea. And the professor started to get agitated and angry and said, look, I've told you twice, the cup is overflowing. Yeah, stop. And the Zen master put the teapot down, and he said, sir, just like the cup, your mind is overflowing with your own ideas, prejudices and beliefs.
Thoughts, yeah.
First empty your cup, then I can show you Zen. You know?
And that's what happened to you. You transformed yourself, yeah? So really, I don't believe it's from yoga. Oh, sorry, I apologize, I'm just telling you my opinion, yeah? Obviously you know how you feel, but what I can see is it's not because of yoga or all these other things, it's because you're aware. You was aware of your thought processes.
Yeah, but how do you cultivate the awareness?
For example, so can you define what is mind?
What is mind? No one knows.
Right, mind is thoughts. Without thoughts, there is no mind. Yeah? Without thoughts, there is no mind.
I agree.
So now, as soon as there's thoughts that coming in, that causes problems. Mental disease and behavioural problems. So, what are you now? Are you just, if you're lying in the bed, God forbid you're in a hospital, they chop your leg off, God forbid, not me, if they chop my leg off, does that mean there's less of me? I still feel my whole self. If they chop both my legs off, both my arms off, I still feel 100%. I don't feel that I'm missing anything. So what am I? Do you know?
You just are.
What is it? It's my awareness.
Exactly.
Only awareness.
Exactly.
The moment a thought comes in, it corrupts you.
Exactly.
So in the awareness, you touched on mindfulness, which is perfect. But in that awareness...
Wait. Because you're going too far. And I agree with you 100%. Yeah, that's exactly what I experience. You're bang on.
Right.
But there's one thing what deviates. Now, it's not as soon as a thought comes in, is a corruption.
It's what you're doing with the thought.
Exactly. There you
Yes.
go, brother.
So what you do with that thought. So you watch them thoughts, like meditation, you watch them, you don't judge them, you don't get hooked on anything.
Amen.
Whether it's painful, non-painful, it's just a thought and it passes like the clouds.
There you go.
Now as that carries on, you're going to get stronger and stronger. Your awareness will your awareness is your...
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Do you know what you're saying? What you're saying basically is exactly what I teach. Yeah, it's about making a transition, right, from the thinker to the observer.
Yes.
Doesn't mean the thinker isn't there.
The thinker is there for a tool,
but
is a tool.
It means that you are identified now and you are operating from the state of the observer.
Right.
The awareness.
Now, so the thoughts though, your mind and your thoughts are there as a tool.
Yes.
What I'm going to do in the future, what have I learned from the past?
Yes.
And then that's it.
Yes.
Then you learn from that.
Yes.
Then you live mindfully.
Definitely.
Right. So it's a tool. It doesn't mean you got to walk around and not think of anything, which is impossible because the thoughts come and go.
There you go.
We got there.
Brilliant.
So through this meditation now, you have, what would you experience? A being, your being.
What I first experienced. Do you want to hear about my first experience with it?
Yeah.
Right. My first experience, I made the misconceptions that a lot of people make, which is why I found it difficult to partake in. And that is that I viewed this meditation as a verb, as an action, as a doing.
It's a non-doing.
Meditation is the highest form of non-action. It means you are one with everything. What meditation essentially aims to do is, it aims to introduce you to that which you was talking about, which we are, that pure awareness, that natural state of being, right? Now, once you do that, right, you start formally sitting. Once you start the formal sitting, you start to introduce that to your everyday life. So you start to bring that meditative state in everything that you are doing, whether you are washing the dishes, whether you're going to work, whether you're driving a vehicle. And like you said, you called it strengthening. I like to call it being cultivated. Yeah, it reinforces it. Yeah. So then you start get used to operating from the state of the awareness rather than the mind activity. That is where you experience the true freedom that you are, not the freedom that you get. The fleeting freedoms
or you've
that
been
you
programmed
get from different countries, or this therapist or that, and exactly what you speak about is emotional to me, because what you speak about is the exact truth that I've realised.
And you need to observe those emotions and not trust them either. So that's why when you got emotional problems and thinking, you sit on a park bench, do nothing, just observe. It's like the water muddled, slowly it becomes calm. And then you can see more clearly. But then people say there's a light that comes into you. There's a light.
There's no light.
There is a light.
Yeah, but what light?
Exactly.
As opposed to dark?
No, there's a light within you where they feel enlightened.
Yeah.
But that light, you got to be careful, because it's not the uncreated light.
Yes.
This is another light which we have to be careful of. And we leave it at that.
But a light just points the way. It's not a light or a...
It's a very dangerous.
This points to just a true essence.
You got to be careful. Up to here we agree, but from there on it can be dangerous.
Well,
we will talk another time.
If it's up to now that we agree, there has been no there on. We haven't.
There is there on.
And what is that?
And there is something else.
So what's the there on for you?
There is something more. Because what you're doing, you're emptying yourself. All right, you're emptying yourself. You're not. I don't want to talk about that from there on. But there is something more
I've got a
deeper.
Feeling, I can sense some energy that what
now you're going to talk about Jesus and God and all that.
I've got a feeling that maybe you was going to bring some sort of religious connotation into it.
There is.
For you.
Right. When you see all these spiritual guys or the meditation, Buddhists, masters and all that, they say there's a light that comes in you. A beautiful feeling, ecstasy, really nice feeling, because you can see crystal clear. You're empty of thoughts and corrupted thoughts, and you're not.
They say.
You're not a slave to all this programming which you've been brought up in all your life and all this. You feel a very sense of empowerment within yourself, but you have to be careful of that empowerment. Only if you do believe in some religion or some devil or something, it could also be a demonic experience. So I don't want to start preaching or talking about things like this.
I understand.
And you're saying it's another belief, but maybe that other belief may be a true thing. You don't know. But all I want to say is we got to be careful that nice feeling as well. Not to be hooked on that.
Yes, definitely.
Because once you get hooked on that, and also especially for women when they have the premenstrual cycles, and males when we have good experiences, because we're up there, you can't say, that's good. You don't know, because there's a cycle. And you'll see cycles up and down, up and down, up and down.
The very moment that you view an up there and that you label it as good,
you know you're going to come down.
Yeah, it enables down there to
yes. Yeah. Just watch the cycle.
Watch the cycle.
So when I touched on women with their menstrual cycles, they're sucked into all the emotion, but just step back and observe your emotions, and you'll see there's going to come a time when you're really low, it's going to come up again. And when you watch you're up, you're going to see you're going to come back down again.
Why not
Observing is beautiful.
You can go above and beyond, and what you can do is just cut that dead with not labelling ups
just
and
observe
downs.
it.
There's
Observe.
no ups and downs, goods or bads, positives or negatives.
Yeah.
These are based on a dualistic mind.
Yeah.
When you don't have a good day or a bad day, but you just have a day, you're at one.
Yeah.
The minute you label it as a good day, because it conforms to your ideals and your wants and your desires, then you're trapped.
Yeah, exactly.
Suffering. What's your name?
George.
George.
Maharaja Ujjala. George.
Lovely to hear you.
What's your
George,
name?
man. My name's Zackarias.
All right, good man, good man.
lovely
All
to
right,
meet you.
nice speaking. Yeah. And it takes practice, you know. It's a lifelong practice. This. It takes time.
The practice, yes. But there's no you see this practice, like I said,
It's not a destination.
this
to get
practice
to.
is not an action. It's a non-action. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when you
easier.
say non-action, they think you mean do nothing. It's not. It means there is no subject and there is no object.
Because when there's an action and you're trying, it get worse for you. Like if I say to you, don't think of an elephant, your mind will have to remind you of an elephant to know that's what you're not supposed to think of. So what you resist persists.
Exactly.
So you'll end up thinking more and more of an elephant.
And you'll never see the elephant.
Exactly.
All you see are the thoughts that you've been told what an elephant is.
Exactly. Good man. You're a good man. Carry on, sir.
Take care.
Forget the yoga part.
Yeah.
That gets into spiritual stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, so anyway, it was good to be down here and have the various discussions. That's it.
Content over everything. From your Benjamin. Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. Listen. Man, don't listen to ITV. I don't even listen to Sky TV. I just listen to COE. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. I don't even listen to Sky Man. Man, just listen to COE. Man, just listen to COE.